Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RainbowDave, and today some Farm Sim 19 news happened. You all know what it is, it's the trailer, the gameplay trailer for Gamescom. Released today, or last night, if you're Microsoft and don't understand how time works, GG Xbox, you fools. So it released today, and there was a little press release with it. And it says, see the two new maps, Ravenport and Felsbrunn, and gameplay in the official Farming Simulator 19 Gamescom trailer. See new tools and vehicles in action, have the first look at the new horses and more. And then they talk about where they are at Gamescom, follow Farming Simulator channels for all the latest news from Gamescom. Releases for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC and Mac on November 20th. Pre-order now, which by this trailer I kind of want to, I'm going to be honest. Before I even start breaking it down, kind of want to, because there's one thing in this trailer, and when I realized it was going to be in the game last night, and Andy's probably going to say it during his stream, so I might as well say it now. I made the girliest noise that has ever been known to be made by me. I squealed quite badly, because I wanted this one thing, and I've got this one thing, and I'm a happy bunny. But let's look at the trailer. So we start off with kind of an overlook. I think this is Felsbrunn, just judging by the fact there's seemingly a castle in the distance. It has been blurred in post-processing, and I can tell you that because if it was a real blur, the stirrup and the front of her shoe wouldn't be blurred. That's a bit of a silly. They did a bit of an editing problem that says this is all post-processing just so that it looks a bit nicer. However, it does hint that this is actually in-game footage, which is impressive, actually very impressive. So this is the female farmer that has been kind of kept a secret, I guess, but she's also going to be completely customizable as well as the male, as was previously kind of announced. Riding a horse for some reason. And there's not a whole lot here that is worth talking about. You know, it's dawn, the clouds look lovely. Volumetric clouds always look nice, I'm going to be honest. I'm really glad Giants decided to go down that route. And I hope, this is something that hasn't really been announced, I hope the clouds are dynamic. Like fully dynamic, like you'll get a different dawn every day and a different dusk every evening. Because so far we don't know this. That's something I'd like a bit of clarification on. But let's just play the trailer a bit. And there's two quick flashes there. The first, behind the Giants logo, is clearly on the American map with Patterson Stockyards. And the now traditional bull statue out the front. Even the AI cars have got a bit of an upgrade. Now you can see them just in between the Giants logo and the G and S of Giants. They've got a bit of an upgrade. They look a lot nicer now as well. Which is always nice. The stone plinth that the bull that has always been in Farm Sim is standing on looks like stone. The bull's got an upgrade. Bull looks nice now. And again, random flowers and stuff in the grass. What else is in this picture that I can see that was still? Yeah, just random flowers in the grass. The grass, you can tell it's the American map because of the grass Bullet Bill doesn't like. It does seem like there's two different kinds of grass in Farm Sim, at least two. In FS19, you've got this kind of drier looking jungle grass, and you've got the much darker green European style grass. Which is interesting that Giants have gone for two different kinds of grass, seemingly. I like that. It's an easy distinguisher between the two maps. So this is the American map because the grass is a lot lighter. There seems to be something off in the distance on the left-hand side, but it's impossible to know what it is. It's red and white. It might just be a telephone pole or some description. But the next flash is Focus Home, and it's kind of the ending of the last trailer again. With the sun shining over the lake/river, with reflections, because of course reflections, and the trees are reflecting. That's something that wasn't happening in 17. Trees never reflected in 17. it's basically the end of the last trailer, just being brought out again for the sake of having something to put in the background, and then we come to this kind of panning shot of what I think is Felsbrunn. Grass looks about right for Felsbrunn. It might be Ravensport, but you've got a lovely church. I think it's a church up on top of the hill. A rickety old shed that is... I would not trust that stilt system. So, there's going to be arrows and stuff, as always. That stilt system on the back of the rickety old shed... Why would you trust that? You stand there for 2 minutes, you're going down into the waterfall. And you better hope you end up in the pool at the bottom. But there's not really that much in this still here. Again, the clouds look lovely. I like the clouds. The clouds are pleasing me. They're aesthetically pleasing. Also, you'll know the guys that recorded their videos last night on the Xbox trailer, because they all thought, and I know Landy did, and a few other people did too, that it was all on the one map. Yeah, no, it's on both maps. So if anybody says, oh, this is all on the US map, no, they're wrong. They've got bad information. And then this is the US map. This is Ravensport, and you can tell because there's American flags everywhere. I can count 6 in this one still here that I'm looking at. It's seemingly West Coast, I want to say, with the palm trees. Maybe it's kind of Florida, California-ish, which would explain why the grass looks jungly. As it's a nice little town, it looks very believable as West Coast America. Actually, pretty much any coast of America. I'd presume it's the coast because it's called Ravensport. Just want to double check that it is called Ravenport. Yes, it is called Ravenport, so it does hint that it's on the coast. And I would presume that over to the right then is the sea, as you would expect at a port. So just moving on slightly, we get... Oh my god! I'm really sorry. The farmer looks terrifying when he's driving the train. That is not a good look. And it's one of the few criticisms I kind of have, is that I don't really care for the trains in Farm Sim. I get why they're there. But I don't really care for them personally. It's not something that I really use. And the farmer staring dead-eyed out the front of the train just is a horror story waiting to happen. But it is a nice train. It's a European-style train. With some maybe American-style trailers. I've never seen any cars like that in Ireland, but Ireland tends to have weird stuff anyway, so I don't know. And my playback jammed for some reason. That was interesting. I think I broke something. So the next clip is finally 10 seconds into the trailer, or 11 seconds, 10 or 11 seconds in, some farming. And this one I'm going to hold up on for a bit, because there's a bit of information here. You got the red Elmer Hallmaster. We've only ever seen it in green so far, because I guess Chance wanted to confuse people into thinking it was in fact the one from the Big Bud DLC. We've got the case Quad Track 620, which that's not the quad track we know. I've been told that everything pre-FS15, or pre-FS17 even, so anything FS15 and before is completely remodeled. This quad track has been completely remodeled for FS19, or so I've been led to believe. And it looks better than ever. It looks like it's made of metal for once. Or whatever they make the quad tracks out of. I would presume parts are metal. The tracks look like they're made of... I guess these would be made of kind of a rubbery plastic, actually. Mainly rubber, but probably a bit of plastic in there too, just for reinforcing. They look like tracks. They do look a bit flat, but that could just be something weird with the angle that it is... that we're looking at here. In the background, there's a harvester, but it's green, and there's some lettering visible at the back on a yellow stripe. Yes, it's a John Deere harvester, and it's apparently the T series. I don't know how people have figured this out, because I can't see any identifying marks whatsoever. The T series, of course, being bigger than the S series because the letter is bigger. Now, the T series is the smaller series of John Deere combines. Even though, like, increasing size of letter, and you know, the A, B, C, D, F, G, you'd think that the T series would be bigger than S. No, it's smaller because John Deere logic. And this is a 2,000 bushel, or I guess bushel, overload or auger wagon, whatever you want to call it. And you can see some of the new particle effects in this still here, with the dust coming up off the front, off the header, out of the back of the combine as well. And the chaff being thrown out, as well as the straw, which it kind of looks like it might be a bit improved, but I don't know if the straw swaths are improved. A pet peeve of mine is that it does just look like mini mountains and at times, and you know, it does just look like there's grain dropped on the ground instead of it being straw, which has always been a bit of a pet peeve. I still have no idea how people figured out this combine is a T series. Does it oh, it says it there! He moves on to the next still, and it says T560i quite clearly. So what's visible in this still is the combine again. What looks like in the background the BGA. There's something resembling a silage pit that has straight sides, which is interesting. There is a truck, and what we all believe to be a Wilson trailer. I don't think there's been confirmation of Wilson, but everybody believes it's a Wilson. I'm going under the assumption it's a Wilson, so I'm just going to call it a Wilson. Is there anything else really cool worth noting in this picture straight away? Yes, look at the back of the combine. It looks like the particles have some sort of physics to them because they're waving about in the wind. That is definitely interesting. And I'm going to move on a bit more now. I'm kind of doing this manually, just advancing slowly. A bit more detail on the Hallmaster 2000 in the next still, as it drives along with the quad truck, which is raising dust, which is very nice. It's nice to see things raising dust. And then it unloads into what we all believe to be a Wilson trailer. That is a Wilson trailer. I recognize the logo, or at least I believe it is a Wilson trailer. Something interesting of note here, and it kind of indicates this is on an old version of FS19. This is recorded. That might not be immediately visible. There's no cables going from the Hallmaster to the quad track. None going from the trailer to the truck. We were told that dynamic hoses were going to be a thing in 19. It was part of the modding tutorials, or the modding talk at FarmCon. So this might be an older version of the game, or just something that's made to run a bit more smoothly, because maybe there's a small issue with how the dynamic hoses are working at the moment, and they're glitching a bit, and they didn't want to show it, so they just disabled them for this, so they could get this all out, and show us a beautiful gameplay trailer, as the quad track unloads into what I believe is a Wilson trailer. And I'm going to just preface this by saying, yes, I do believe it. I don't want to confirm or deny it. It looks like a Wilson's... It looks like a Wilson and looks like a Wilson, so I'm going to call it a Wilson. The truck, people are saying, oh, is the truck branded? I think it's just a Lizard again. Because why would Giants get a branded truck when they can just make one up? That is the best of all of the... Can I zoom? Can I... Is there a way with this to zoom? Because that'd be really nice. Because I can just about see the... Oh, that's subtitle text scale. Come on, let me zoom in. I'm gonna do this in post, and that logo might give something away, but I've no idea. Because I can't quite see it. So... Next up, we have a look at some fertilizing. The Betinar 30 box FB3000 will be in the game, which is very interesting. And this, I've been told, the crop that is being worked on here, In the Fendt 1149 MT, yes, that's a Challenger in disguise. Unfortunately, it is literally just a Challenger in disguise. I believe that is just the Challenger front end with the Fendt paint job. Bit of a shame that it's not the full Fendt front end, if that is the case. And I can look that up actually. So Fendt 1100 MT. Let's have a look at what the real front end of the Fendt 1100. Oh yeah, that is. No, that is the Fendt front end. Unless they've changed the front end since. That is, in fact, the Fendt front end. Because I'm looking at pictures now on Google, and there are some with the Fendt with like a different front end, completely different front end that is very Fendt. And then there's some that have basically the Challenger front end, so I'm not entirely sure which one it is. But it's a Fendt 1100 MT, trailing the Bednar. Something of note here is the female farmer. She is also going to be fully animated. This is all in game, by the way. But yeah, a fertilizer box, which is what I was trying to get to and couldn't find the right frames, is being pulled with a cultivator. So this is a verticulti thing, and that is oilseed radish that's being cultivated under. So I guess you could get 2 layers of fertilization at once there. Next little clip here. Actually, is there anything worth noting with the Bednar? Clip here. No, that is on the European map, you can tell, because the grass is extremely green. Next clip is back to the American map with the not-so-green grass. The not-so-green grass of home for Americans. And showing off the American train, which is very similar to the ones in FS17, but updated slightly, probably. Yeah, so 2 different trains will be available in FS19, which is good. 100% more train. And it's just driving through the countryside, showing off, I guess, a bit of the map. There's a lovely little house on the hill there. And we're back to the horses again. Hooray! Horses! Again, in-game, riding the horse through the meadow, and then getting really angry. And oh god, she looks angry. Oh, somebody stole her tractor. Somebody stole her tractor and she's really angry. Because even the horse looks angry. Because yes, she's riding through the forest very quickly on very green grass. Yep, that's the European map. Yeah, on a very angry horse. Now here's the next thing. And I know I'm kind of skipping over the horses. I think it's great that you can train and ride horses in FS19. But there's not a whole lot really to talk about in the trailer. Like, the horse looks nice. The animations and detail work on the horse are amazing. I'm really impressed. Being from Ireland, obviously, I watch a decent bit of horse racing. So it's kind of impressive to see Giants getting the horse in full canter and running correct. But the next clip is interesting because it's something that was in the CGI trailer, basically, is the 3 cotton harvesters coming along the field with the Skip Bro. Now, there's been some discussion about this last night when the Xbox fake trailer released. The trailer of Doom. But what kind of interested myself and a few others is the thought that this might be a hint that there's going to be some sort of follow me style mod, or that you can actually set up multiple hard workers and tell them to skip rows or something in FS19. Now there's again no proof of this is all just speculation, but there must be a reason they're showing these 3 harvesters going across like this. It would be very strange if there was no reason whatsoever. and it was just something they decided to do in the CGI trailer, and then here, I guess maybe to contrast with the CGI trailer, because this is the Case cotton picker again. I know everybody's been asking for John Deere's, but no, this is Case. Also, are all three female farmers wearing the exact same thing? The one nearest the camera isn't white. The one nearest the camera looks to be of African descent. That is interesting. I don't know if anybody else picked up on that. And apologies if that was phrased badly, because I'm so used to seeing the ghostly white farm sim farmer that not so white farm sim farmer is a bit kind of jarring in a way. Still haven't seen the bales from these cotton pickers, so that might be something they're keeping a bit secret for now, or maybe they're not working. Next up is the Vaderstad. Yes, the 6-meter seeder is still in the game. Well, the tempo is anyway. Tempo L. And it's being pulled by the John Deere everybody loves. Yes, it's the 8400R again. It's back again. Yes, it couldn't leave us for just one video. We had to get the 8400R. Which is now memes. The 8400R now is just a meme. All is 8400R. But it's nice to see Vaderstad back. I really do like the Vaderstad equipment. I've always felt like it filled a nice, weird little niche in farm sim. Of equipment what is red but not harsh. And it's nice to see it back in the game. I just like Vaderstad stuff. I see it fairly regularly, so it's nice to see it. And it looks good on the back of the John Deere again. Oh, hang on. The dynamic hoses do seem to be working there. I'm seeing something yellow. That would be the inside of the wheel rim, Dave. But oh no, the hoses are working in this clip. I can see them going out of the back of the tractor. Okay, so some of these clips were recorded a while ago. Some of them not so while ago, because the hoses are working in this little scene here with the seeder. That is indeed interesting. And a little close up here of the 8400R, a new angle on it, if you will, showing the tires actually looking like rubber, which is nice. The plastic fuel tank looking like plastic. The metalwork on the front and the metalwork looking like metalwork. The glass, it's glass, you can see through it. But everything looks like it's made out of something, and you can see right in under the grill through the mesh on the side, which is always nice. I told Landy this would be an hour long last night, and it looks like I'm not going to be too far off. Because I'm going through this basically frame by frame. So, next up, I know we've skipped another bit with the Vaderstad, but it's the Vaderstad, it's seeding, it's the corn seeder, by the way. It's just nice to see that working, and dynamic hoses and stuff, and that is on the American map because the grass is not so green on the other side. Also on the American map, we get an introduction to a new brand out of nowhere. Just completely unannounced. Here's Hardy. Now, those of you that watch One Lonely Farmer will recognise the Hardy name, because if memory serves, he uses a Hardy Commander sprayer. This is his sprayer's big brother. I don't know the exact model of it, but it's huge, and it's got the front boom that looks ridiculous, and some people hate, but I love because it looks ridiculous. And it offers really good visibility of where the boom is. Which, by the way, is why you're beginning to see more and more equipment with front booms. It just allows visibility of the boom edges. And again, a bird flying around over the field. So this is a new sprayer to the game, Hardy. I'm going to be interested in seeing what other Hardy equipment comes in. That's a very interesting development, that's being brought into the game right now. And it does, however, look like the weeds are a bit silly, because I would presume this is weeds. And they're apparently flowers of every possible colour that don't really look like weeds. But this is our first look, I guess, at the weeds in FS19. I'm not a fan. of the way they look currently. I hope that they turn a bit more weedy and don't look as pretty, because I just want weeds everywhere, because that's really pretty to have a field full of random colours. I'll be honest. But that is the weeds. You can see them dying off as soon as the spray is passed over. So magical death spray. As the sprayer passes the weeds, it kills them instantly through acid or something, possibly hydrochloric acid. And regular viewers are now laughing. So you can see the weeds literally dying the instant the spray touches them, which is a bit silly. Oh, this is a Hardy Rubicon 9000, and in the next clip, what's in the next clip? Ah, an old friend. An old friend for FS19 followers. It's the Massey Ferguson Ideal 9T. Also known as the Fendt Ideal 9T. Or the Agco Ideal 9T. Yes, it's the Ideal. It's back. Once again, I think it... Oh, this is showing time of day, isn't it? Yeah, this clip is showing how time passes. And the fact that the sky changes colour and the cloud changes colour but doesn't move very much. And then it's out in the field harvesting some corn and is... Oh, hello. That's different. I've just noticed something. Okay, so in FS13 and FS15, there's a mod called Chop Straw. I use it occasionally. It looks... And it could just be the way that this texture is designed, but it looks like there's going to be some element of chopped straw in FS19. Because that texture of the already harvested ground does not look like, as it currently is, the seeded ground just with stubble on it. That has a new texture altogether. That is a texture that has chaff on it. So, very, very basic levels of chopped straw mod. Possibly the entirety of it, honestly. Coming to FS19. Very, very nice. And again, the corn animation going into the header. That is really nice indeed. Yes, that confirms that chopped straw in FS19. Look at the chaff on the ground. That is... Yeah, that is a brand new texture and a new foliage layer. That is very interesting to me. Ooh. Giants really up in the game of chopped straws in. Wow, okay. Okay, Giants, you can calm down a bit. Except for, I think, the next clip. Yes. This is the bit that makes me happy. This is the bit that's got me hyped over the game. Because yesterday, somebody was putting out cards. I don't know how they got their hands on them, but I presume there's stuff that's being given out at Gamescom. But somebody was showing off some cards. And on one of them there was a chrome piece of equipment that didn't look quite right to me, because it looked like a big X, but it didn't have a pipe, because it was a big M and I wanted so you guys know I've been asking for a big M 400 series for about the last 6 months, if not a bit longer. Thank you, Giants. I love you. You are the greatest company known to man. Can I have the big M 450 now, please? Please, please. I want it now. Because that is the more that I've wanted. That is the big M that I see the most. Is the 400 series big M. The 420, 450, or even the 2. But not the 500. The 500 with the folding front more, I've never seen in my life. This is more this is more what would be down my road, literally. And it's on the European map because you can tell, because the grass is very green. Very dark green. But, yeah, this is something I genuinely got excited for. And you know, it's rare that I get excited for a single piece of equipment, but when it's the big M, and the big M I've been wanting for 6 months, if not longer, because I've kind of wanted it since FS17 dropped, but I did, I wasn't sure which one, and then I kind of settled on the 400 series, and there it is. Oh, I'm so happy. And hype over, something very interesting happens with the Big M450 here. And if I can get the right still in the video for you guys, I can possibly show it off. Because there's the still for me. This Big M isn't like the Big M500 mod that's out for FS17, where it drops either one hilariously bad swath that's just flat on the ground, or one center swath. No, the Big M450 in FS19 can drop 3 swaths, like the real world Big M450 can. That's exactly what I want in a Big M. I want the ability to triple swath because it makes haymaking easier. And if you really want to as well, because I know Big M's fairly well, the flap that lifts up to allow the grass out will be able to put down, so that there's an auger inside the mowing deck that'll just push it into the center, and you'll get the single big swath for when you want to do your silage. But I am indeed very happy with the triple swathing Big M. And I guess I don't need to show off the picture, because the next clip in the trailer is the Komatsu, which was confirmed yesterday. Komatsu is going to be in FS19, confirmed yesterday by a picture. I didn't do a video on the picture because, number one, I knew this was coming today, and I was going to throw the picture in at the end. And number two, I couldn't figure out enough to talk about a picture that I felt it justified a video. I know there's people who put up 48-second long videos, people who put up 3-minute long videos. I couldn't think up enough to say, so I decided to just not make a video. The picture that came out yesterday was beautiful and whatever, and you know, there's no point in me showing it off because it basically shows off the same thing. The only difference is in yesterday's picture there were blue eco tracks on the Komatsu, and today we get to see it at work, and it's... Do you know what, Forestry probably hasn't changed that much. It's not something that I'm all that interested in. I probably won't do much of it. It's just not... It's something that I don't find enjoyable personally. I know there's plenty of people out there who love doing forestry and farms in. And I'm not going to knock you. But for me, personally, I'm much more interested in the farm side of things, and the crop rotations, and you know, getting the animals ready, feeding the animals, looking at the animals, that kind of stuff. The forestry, it could be taken out of the game tomorrow, and I wouldn't really miss it. But I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that would, and you know, each their own. It's just not something that I personally enjoy. You know, personal preference. Now the new Manitou, because this is seemingly brand new. People have been saying it is, at least. New Manitou with some hay bales. And I do notice the cut grass texture. This is presumably the American map because the grass doesn't seem so green. The cut grass texture looks like grass that's been cut, which is different. No, it looks very convincing. I'm genuinely impressed with the detail work in the cut grass. The bales again are fuzzy, which is nice, because I back in FS13 and I think 15 as well to a certain extent. For reference, for people who never played those games and only kind of came in with FS17, the bales used to just be blocks. They were like, imagine those blocks of wood that look you can get from model farms that are literally just painted yellow for straw bales. Yeah, that's what the bales used to be. So it's really nice to see the fuzzy bales are still a thing because it's much more detailed, much more lifelike. And I wouldn't have expected Giants to take a step back, but it's always nice to see, to just have confirmation that yes, the bales will still look actually good. New beacon seemingly on the Manitou. What else? The sun glinting off the side of the light there. That's beautiful. Again, the tires looking like they're made of rubber, looking like they're dirty, interestingly, as well. And The Manitou itself looks clean. Maybe there's going to be some sort of the tire dirt mod coming in. That'll be kind of interesting, because that is a mod that I actually really like. Where the tires get dirty a lot faster than the rest of the tractor, which makes sense, because in reality the tires would be, in the mud. The tractor would just be splashed with it. But the manager is loading up a Flegel DPW 210BL, which is a new bale trailer to the game. And it is a new Manitou, and I can tell that because it's a different colour than the one we have already. But this is a new bale trailer to the game, and I originally thought this was a chrome bale trailer. I don't know why I did, possibly the colours, but the bale trailer, interestingly, and I want to actually show the clip, so I'm going to edit the clip in. It actually folds down over the bales and locks them in place. So that might be replacing straps on that one trailer in particular. There might still be straps though. I would imagine there will be straps, because something like that is always asking for a bale explosion. And somewhat interesting, the trailer, despite I think being in the US, is being pulled by a Valtra. Which I don't know of many Valtra dealers in the US. Sorry if you hear me go quiet for a second or two. I am drinking coffee at the same time, because I'm not long out of bed. But somebody mentioned in the previous trailer that, it looks like, or in a previous trailer, it looks like this was in a very early version of the game because the tires aren't deforming and stuff. Yeah, that's something that's added on later. Usually it's just a little shader. The tire deformation is literally just a shader, because it doesn't matter when it's added in. It's so small that it very rarely will go wrong. But you can see that it is on this bale trailer, not so much on the Valtra by the looks of it, but it might be, I don't know why it doesn't look like that Valtra is struggling too much tire wise, but the trailer certainly is. And you'd expect it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 24 bales on the back of the trailer there. But the Valtra does look very nice indeed. It, again, looks like it's made out of actual materials. The back of the bale trailer looks nice. This is the frame. I don't know what frame you guys are looking at, but I'm going to try and get a similar one so that I can tell you the story. I was talking to Landy Kid last night about this, and I said, it's a Corone trailer, it's a Corone trailer, it's a Corone trailer. I was looking at the trailer again, watching it through again, and I said, it suddenly dawned on me, Dave, no, you've been an idiot. It's Flegel trailer, and you know this because it literally says Flegel on the back. Yeah, I'm that blind at times. But moving on, because there's still more to come. Oh boy, are we not done yet. Or are we done? Oh, we're nearly done, because it ends with just looking out over the fields with the horse. In the evening time, where everything's suddenly deathly orange because the nuclear bombs have fallen and the Holocaust has begun. No, this is the nuclear end times in farming simulator. Grow your crops to help humanity survive. That would be an interesting game. Giants, give me money for that idea, please. Credit me. No, that's just a questionable filter, frankly, on the thing. Unless the entire world does turn orange at night, in which case I will be terrified the very first night in Farm Sim. Thank you, Giants, you've now made the best horror game of all time. Yeah, it's just evening time, end of the day, kind of looking out over the fields that are mysteriously black. Have the bombs fallen this? No. I don't know why I'm making so many bad jokes. But that is the end of the trailer. Releasing November 20th again on Xbox One, PC and Mac, and PS4. And Xbox One, and PC, and PS4. So thoughts on the trailer, if you want any, beyond the 40 minutes of thoughts I've just given you. As an overall thing, I think it's a really good trailer. Holy cow, are they selling the game well. They sold it to me with the big M. And I think there's a bit of something for everybody in it. I think there's... there's the John Deere harvester that he's wanted. I would fully expect to see a few more John Deere harvesters. There's the 8400R cameo, because of course there was. You got Fend, you've got Valtra, you've got the Big M, which of course sold to me instantly. Vaderstadt. You name the brand that you like most in Farm Sim, odds are it was in that trailer somewhere. Unless it's Horse, in which case probably not. But the Hardy coming in, that's amazing. And just overall, because I know there's still going to be people who think this. To the people who think that FS19 looks like FS17 with shaders, have you got your eyes tested yet? Have you figured it out yet? Because none of that looked like FS17 with shaders. None of that. That looked like a completely different game, didn't it, children? Yes, it did. Now, huddle on and play some Farm Sim and complain about things on Facebook. But I'll leave it there. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching my breakdown of the FS19 trailer, the Gamescom trailer. I should mention that you might have noticed at the very beginning that the music had changed in the trailer. That's because I don't want copyright strikes, and I want this video to be monetizable. So I have, done the thing where I changed the music entirely. I'm going to try and find something in the YouTube audio library that is at least similar. But that is going to do it. I'll hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit like and subscribe. And also leave your thoughts on the trailer in the comments section below. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one to edit. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.